All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of Mr. K Tutorials. Today, we are going to do a fun and exciting project. This is called Multiple Personalities. This is one, basically, you're going to be cloning somebody multiple times, and you can easily tell that it's the same person over and over again. You can create some really cool looking photos while doing this. All right, so let's start by going to Photopea. Right? And I have an instruction sheet here that will be available. This first step is open your first photo from your computer. All right. Here's my first photo. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to File, go to Open and Place, and then I'm going to click on the next image, and then I'm going to hold the Shift key on my computer and then click on the last image. That's going to select all of them. All right, the rest of them, and then I'm going to hit open. Now I have to give my computer a little bit of time to process what is going on. Okay, and here we go. The next step is I want to give each layer a layer mask. In Photopea, it's called a raster mask. Same thing. I'm adding a raster mask to everything. The last layer, however, does not need a mask. Okay. Then I'm going to hit the eye to hide all the other layers, and I only want to see my last two. All right. And I'm going to just look at myself here and here and here and here. Okay. Then I'm going to click on my mask. All right. I know because I was clicking on my eye a lot that I am right here. So I'm going to grab my paintbrush. I'm going to make sure that it is black. Do yourself a favor and make one black, make one white. So all you have to do is hit that switch button when you are painting things in and taking them out, right? So now I'm going to try to paint myself in, and I need to make my paintbrush a lot bigger. All right. Right, I have my layer mask selected. I am using a black paintbrush, and I'm just painting my bottom layer in. Right. Now, I wasn't the smartest when I took these photos. I should have taken every photo without a chair. Without these chairs in here, they make our life a little bit more difficult for right now. But, it is what it is. All right, there we go. All right, we have two of me. All right, I'm here. This is my bottom layer. This is my second layer from the bottom. Right, now that this layer is done, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the eye for the next layer. I'm going to click on that layer mask, and then I'm going to paint myself in over here. All right, very easy. I did make a little oopsie over here, so I'm going to switch my colors, change it to white. I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to try to put my leg back. All right, now I'm going to switch it to black. All right, and try to fix some of this just a little bit. All right, there we go. All right, that was one of my bottom layers. I also have one right over here. So I actually have to paint in two layers for this one. Right, so each time you do this, you have to paint in what you just painted in, right? You have to do what you just did over again, which I know can get a little annoying that you have to do it over again and then over again and over again. But that's kind of what you have to do to get this really cool effect. All right, so now here I am twice, right? And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the next layer up on the eye to make it visible, and then on the layer mask. And then I'm going to paint myself in again. All the layers that I just added. So each time you do this, you have to paint yourself in one extra time. Gonna make my paintbrush a little bit bigger, make this a little quicker. Zoom out again. So all I'm doing, using the paintbrush, using the layer mask, and I am painting myself in. Now this is a fun photography project where what you can do is you set up a tripod with a camera, and I also set up a remote shutter button, so that when I hit the button, it doesn't shake the camera, right? So I set up a tripod. I put a camera on the tripod, remote shutter button, and then I also set a timer. I did a 30-second timer just in case I didn't get to my spot in time, right? I didn't want that to happen. So set up 30-second timer, got to my spot, sat there, and then let the picture be taken, right? And then the key to this when you're taking photos is the camera cannot move at all. If the camera moves in the slightest, you have to retake all of your photos again, right? All right, and we are on the last layer, the top layer. I'm going to hit the eyeball, click on the layer mask. All right, and try to paint everything in. Now, the last layer can be a bit tricky because you have all the layers lining up over top of each other. All right, so I'm going to do what I know is easier first, which is this side where it doesn't, overlap with the current layer that I'm on. And then over here, definitely gets tricky because I overlap with myself. When you're taking photos and trying to set up your scene, if you want it to be the most efficient, try not to make yourself overlap with yourself. Try to plan out where you're going to be so you don't overlap with yourself. You can do that. Or if, you like the way it looks, okay, you can. Just know that when you get to Photoshop or Photopea, it will be a lot more challenging, right? That's way too small. That's the entire project right there. I'm almost done. It is challenging. I know people have told me I make this look easy. I know. It's because I've been doing it a while, right? But it is challenging to know where your layers line up, right? And so don't be afraid to use this eyeball to check, where things are lining up. When you do that, it does help you. All right, just trying to get rid of all of these extra things under the table, trying to make things line up right. Again, when things overlap, that's when it gets difficult, and that's what we're running into right now, trying to make sure everything looks good, the right things are lining up. Don't have extra. And again, these chairs under the table, the chair legs. I did not move them. I should have moved them out of the frame. And that is what is making my life more difficult right now. I have to change my color to white here. Try to get this arm back into the frame. And then I'm going to try to get right in between here. What makes this project semi-easy, a little bit easy, is that it really is the same steps over and over again. It's not like there's a bunch of steps to this project and each step is something different. There are a lot of steps to this, but they're pretty much the same step repeated over and over again. So that definitely helps. All right, let's zoom out and see how this looks. A little messed up down here. But all in all, that's not half bad, right? Multiple personalities. You can see same person. That's me. 5 different times. I think that's 5, right? I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can count. Same person 5 times, doing 5 different things, looking different directions, different expressions, doing something different. And so that is this project. All right. Multiple personalities.